Hey guys, so the Dawn FM is here. Holy smokes. I listened to this last night. I gave it another listen as well since then. I think I already have my official thoughts, which I know a lot of people go and make fun of people for going and putting out reviews this early, but whatever. Whenever it's negative, of course, it's so stupid. You give an album a negative review after listening to it twice, and people say, oh, you didn't listen to it enough. Then you give it a positive, and they're completely fine. Anyways, sorry, off topic. So, this thing, I did not expect it to be the way that it was, but I loved that it was what it was, I guess. To start off, the synthesizers on this thing are, like, the greatest thing I've ever heard. I was mind-blown listening to it. I was like, because, like, I'm a guy who's, like, I'm a sucker for kind of that 80s neon synth kind of sound, and this thing had it, and they used it so well. So that was amazing. I just have a bunch of notes here. The radio station aesthetic is also really, really cool. The little snippets and everything I thought were really unique and kind of adds to the story that he's trying to tell. It's surprisingly a positive album as well, which I found to be kind of interesting. Like, a lot of the songs don't sound as depressing and sad as the After Hours record, but I have a theory of why that's the case. Jim Carrey is the weirdest, most odd thing to ever put on an album, and it works super well. I was like, wow, this guy's voice sounds great. So that was really cool. And the beat for Sacrifice, that song specifically, sounds very much like a Kavinsky beat, which I really liked. A lot of this sounds like Kavinsky was involved. He might have been, I didn't even look. There's a few tracks I didn't love too much though. Is There Someone Else? It ends strong, but overall it felt very bland and kind of like, this really slowed the pacing down. And then Don't Break My Heart is another mid at best track, I feel like. It's really slow and just, again, it's just kind of a generic I'm sad song. It doesn't really add much to the album, if you ask me. The Dawn FM title track is amazing for as short as it was. Like, again, the production on this thing, I probably will say, I'm marking my words now. At the end of the year, I will still say this is the best produced album. It sounds so good. It's just like, I can't even describe. It is straight out of the 80s, and then, oh my gosh. Anyways, the title track made it clear that this album, what I think, represents the Weeknd coming to terms with his pain and releasing himself from it, of sorts. That's what I was beginning to think as I heard that track and things started to slowly move forward, because the little snippets kind of give you the idea of what this is about. Starry Eyes, I think, was the beginning of the acceptance of the end, hence the dawn. It's dawning upon him, or maybe the dawn is coming of this, the sun is rising and things are finally getting better. There's also another way you could view it, but I'll get to that. He's able to be free of his pain and addictions, and the dawn is here, and the sun is rising on a new day. It's like a new dawn. I think the album cover, I don't know, when I saw the album cover, I was like, oh, it's another headshot. It's like, geez, he's done like a lot of those. It's getting old, honestly. Like, Joji does the same thing. It's just such boring. I don't have an issue per se with his album covers. Like, they're cool and all, but they're really boring. It's like, oh wow, you took a photo of yourself. It's just, I don't know. I'm just kind of sick of that. I want some album art. Like, whatever happened to album art? Like, things like Kids See Ghosts. Holy crap, it's beautiful. It's the most nice looking thing. You look at it, you're like, oh, that looks so good. I want more of that. I don't want more headshot albums. I'm so sick of that. I know what the artist's name is. I'm buying the album because of the artist. You don't need to put their face in the front of it. You know what I mean? I think the album cover represents possibly feeling like the Weeknd, I know, has had a history of drug addiction, and all this music industry, and pretty much everybody in the music industry is so just sucked into this terrible lifestyle that maybe he feels like he'll never grow old. This is something I wish I was. Maybe this album represents something he wishes he was, or he could be, because it talks about being free of everything and being, finally feeling better. But again, I think it's more of just like, coming to acceptance of the loss is pretty much what I've read. After Hours is like dealing with the loss and the things you do, and then this is coming to acceptance of it, hence a new dawn. Or he just feels like things are getting old. and he wants to try new things. It could be that too. I mean, it could be that simple. My favorite tracks, I have no idea, because I honestly, those two that I listed that I didn't love too much are the only issues I have with this entire album. Every other track, honestly, I thought was great. I don't have many problems with this at all, which is surprising, because I was like, well, this seems kind of rushed. I mean, After Hours came out a year ago? Like, I was like, geez, that's really fast. But I was surprised. I was like, wow, this is actually quality. It's not rushed. It felt well produced, well put together. There wasn't many problems I have with this thing. So this is just another perfectly solid record from Abel. It kind of pushes against the norm of like the pop industry and just music in general that's popular today. Like, not a lot of people are going and making this synth bass, you know, neo, like 80s kind of. It's just really different, and you don't hear stuff like that on the radio. You just hear bland garbage. So this is like really different, I would say, for something that an artist this popular is making. That's really good. Some songs on here I could see being obviously huge hits, but it's not as bland and generic as I thought it would have been. It's because I thought he was going to go with something safe, but this doesn't really feel safe. It feels like he's actually trying to do something a little different. It definitely does. It sounds kind of like After Hours, but it has its own spin on that sound, and I thought that was a good thing, because I was worried this was going to be, you know, hey, I played the Super Bowl, I better make a really safe album so people like me more. It's nothing like that, and for that I was really happy to see. Oh yeah, Tyler the Creator is awesome. Lost my mind listening to him on that. That was so unexpected. I was like, what? He's on this? I was like, well, okay. But really good. I feel like maybe another way to view this is The Weeknd embracing his doom. All this trauma and drugs and everything. It's like nothing's ever going to change, you know? And he's just going to grow old doing the same old mistakes, doing the same old things. He feels like he can't change, so it's like, just embrace your doom, or, you know, that's what they also say in the thing too. So I like that there's multiple ways I feel like someone could read this. I'm sure one of my theories that I've just stated over the past couple minutes is probably right. But I like that there's multiple ways to view it. That's good art. Art is subjective. There's many ways to look at it, so this, I would say, is a great way to start the year off. I'm so glad that this is out now. Still not buying the merchandise. Abel, it's too expensive. You're killing me, dude. I can't pay for that. But, you know, maybe if it was official tour merchandise, if I was there, but like, on like a, you know, a concert, but heck no. Not buying that online. Anyways, so, rating. I'm gonna give this an 8. So yeah, so far album of the year, but yet this is the only album that's really came out this year because it just started. So it's a great way to kick the year off. I am very excited to see what else is coming out this year, but I think this will be in my top 10. I honestly do. I don't doubt that it will be. I know that there's a lot more to come this year, I'm sure. So I mean, if Joji's dropping, this thing definitely has a contender for sure. But we'll see. So yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my review. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Check this album out. It's spectacular. It's really good. Anyways, I'll see y'all later.